Hey, g'day guys. Hey, today I'm going to show you something that I come across a little while ago. I found in a paper there where a scientist, Alexey Retejum, identified the correlation between the quasi-biennial oscillation and the result as a result of planetary motions. In that, he identified Mars, Jupiter, and Venus being instrumental in that. Look, I'll provide links at the end of this little video with all this information. So just to quickly go through where I've sourced all the data from to do this, I've sourced it from the KNMI Climate Explorer. I've done the QBO function, which is here somewhere. There it is there. What I've done is I've actually used the Stefan Bronnemann reconstruction at the 30 HPA level, which is normal. The 30 hectopascals is what the now observed QBO is measured off. Stefan Bronnemann, his paper here, the reconstruction. Stefan Bronnemann reconstructing the quasi-biennial oscillation back to the early 1900s. He managed to do well up until 1953. There was no observations. From 1953 to current, we do have observations, but he was able to work it back just using sea level pressure from Jakarta, and he was also able to extract signals from ozone, which I never knew. That really surprised me. There you go, ozone. Not that I know that much anyway. I was also able to get some data from NASA up here. What we're doing here, we're getting the Cartesian coordinates for Mars and Jupiter. And once we've got all this data, what will happen is we're going to get a chart, which I'll delete. I've already deleted the data over this part of the chart. But what's going to happen is here in orange, it's QBO, and in blue is the rate of change, or the, there's a cos theta. But we're going to get the rate of change, or the angular velocity of every month, the difference. Now this formula here is we use dot product formula to extract an angle from the two sets of Cartesian coordinates. So I've already done this. See, I've got the QBO, Earth. Well, we're not using Earth and Venus. We're just doing Jupiter and Mars. It's all there. But what I've now got is a test sheet. We're going to start again from scratch. There's nothing there. There's no data. It's just waiting. The formulas are all here. As we can see, the formulas are there. It's just ready to go. See, with the Jupiter X, it's just waiting. We're getting data from the test Jupiter tag C20, or the tab test Jupiter C20 C. So it's waiting for data input, and we're going to do that now. And hopefully we can do it quickly, because I've got to keep this video under 15 minutes. Okay. So Jupiter, Sun, body center. Yep, we're in 1 month steps going back to the 1900s. Okay. Well, actually, I've already done it, but just to show you that we're going to start again. There's nothing there. Up and down. Mars, Sun. Yep. Generate. Okay. So this is the Mars tab. Let's go down. Okay. Control C. Copy. That was Mars. Go one cell underneath. Paste. What we're now going to do is we're going to do text to columns. The delimiter being the comma. And that should theoretically line up perfect. There we go. That's why I left the X, Y, Z up there. And for the point of this exercise, all we are using is the X, Y, Z coordinates. I'm not worrying about the rest. Although the V, X, Y, Z, the X, Y, Z and the V's they are useful, but not for what we're doing today. So now let's go back to Jupiter. Let's get the Jupiter data. That was just in the Mars data. Mars. Now let's go to Jupiter. Oh, okay. Does that. Let's just go back one step anyway. We're going to change it to Jupiter. Picking Jupiter, selecting the body. So what we're actually doing is we're getting the X, Y, Z Cartesian coordinates in reference to the coordinate origin of the sun body center. Okay, let's generate some data. Here we go. Scroll down. Oops, one more line. Yep. Control copy. So we're on Jupiter. Paste. Okay, text to column. It's all set, good to go. Finish. Done. Okay, now we want the QBO data. Sorry, now in a combined sheet, what we can see now is our data. It's all there now, right? Obviously, because we've just filled in data. So it's just good to go. So what we're looking at now is the cos theta of Jupiter and Mars. Okay, as I said, we're going to be working with the angular velocity, so that's the change each month. Well, actually, look, you know what, we'll leave it on the cos theta. Now we need to input QBO. So we've done that. I've actually already got it here. Here we go. I'll go back a step. Yep. So that's QBO monthly 30. What I'm looking for is the 1900s to 2019. This is reconstructed data, and with that they're able to forward project. Hence why it's gone out to 2019. So raw data. So we're going from there, 1900. Yep. Okay. Paste. Now text the column. Actually, just do a fixed width. Yep. Now what we've got to do, we've got to get this down into a single line. At the moment, the way it's set up is here, January, February, March, April, as the years go through. But we need to set them up in a single line, and the only way I can do it is we're going to paste down here into 1, 2, 3. So there's our data. Now I have, through the developer app, set up a macro. It's basically what we're doing is here we're just controlling and copying. Oops. We're copying and we're going up one at a time. And what you're going to find, probably just have to bear with me and watch because I can't explain it. So here are the macros. We've got a couple there. So, oh gee whiz, I can't remember if it was 1 or 4. Anyway, we're going to see in a second. I think it was Control Shift A. Yes, it is. Okay, so we're just going to do this. It's not going to take long. Okay. Oops. It'll stop. Okay. So I'm now going to copy all that data. You'll see we've gone back to column A, but we're now going back to FA. What's happened is I've just, well, I can't explain it. I don't know how to explain it. But I'm sure some of you who are familiar with Excel will understand what I've just done. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to paste all the data. But instead of pasting it in the format that I've just done it in one horizontal line, we're going to convert it here where it says transpose. That's now it. So what you're going to now find, if I put dates next to this, okay, 1st of January 1900, 1st of February 1900, we'll be able to fast populate you'll be able to see here. Yep, down to December 2019. Okay, so what we're going to do now to make sure cell B127 on the over here should be set up. Yep, cell B127. Perfect. So all data has now been populated. Now have a look at this. Okay, there's some out of sync, but there is a correlation. There is a phase correlation, although it's out of sync. But what we're going to do now is we're going to go to angular velocity, which is the monthly difference of cos theta. Oh, hang on, before I do that, let's pull the screen back up. Okay, let's try it now. Look at that. Pretty good. Pretty good correlation. We do go anti-phase in, we can see it here if we look at the orange line. Might just try and drag this out a bit. You can see we're in phase here, and if I hold it there, yep, in 1964, so late 1964, it goes out of phase. Probably goes fully out of phase around 68 looking at that, but it does commence in late 64. And what we can see over here again with the orange line, which is the QBO, out of phase, it falls back in phase in March 89, and that commenced late 88. I'd look at that, or mid 88. No, there we go. It's saying actually around February. Oh, sorry, here it is here. It just changes there. Yep, mid to late 88. So what we're going to do here, just so you can concentrate on these areas, which might make this a bit smaller again. That's the dot product formula. I think I've already shown you that. Yep, I have actually. Okay. So you can see everything outside of this red box is in phase. On this side it's in phase, on this side it's in phase. So on the right side is in phase, the left is in phase. Inside the box is out of phase. We're going to invert it. We're going to invert the right-hand axis, which actually is the QBO. And I'll do it down here at this tab down here, values in reverse order. So you're going to see now everything out of phase, in phase. Let's try it. Well, look at that. Well, the scale's jumped a bit, which is a bit of a pain. But you can see that's happened. I might see if we can fix this up a bit. Okay, I'm not sure why. Oh, there it is. Might make this a bit bigger. No, too big. Let's just go back. Reset. There we go. Okay, look. Going out of phase didn't highlight it as well as I wanted it to. Obviously, rest assured, you can see it does change state. And it is in phase. And out of phase, and back to normal. Okay, so there you go. Something's going on. Jupiter and Mars. It's affecting our quasi-biennial oscillation. That is too much of a coincidence. Thanks, guys.